Hello, everybody. This is raveyrai on the internet. Just call me Ray. It's very, very simple. Yes, I know it's spelled with an R-A-I and not an R-A-Y, but if raisin can exist, then so can my name, and I prefer you call me that. So, anywho, if you've noticed or were around when I first uploaded the art stream progress of Black Proud and Carefree, you were there to see it with two songs on there, which was Formation Beyonce and Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud by James Brown. And, you know, those two songs are definitely the main reasons why I inspired by those two songs in particular when making this art piece. And I posted it on the YouTubes, and YouTube was like, nah, B, you can't monetize a video, you can't, it's monetized by the claimant, but you can't monetize it. But at the same time, it's blocked in 244 countries, and it's unavailable on some devices. So girl, no. Just no. And I could easily just remove the song, but I'm a content creator, and I went to school, I went to art school, so whenever I put out, it has to be really good. So I decided that I curse. I decided that, okay, girl, I guess I'm just gonna go on ahead and like re-upload it, but with my voice over it, explaining my process and explaining the inspiration behind it. So let's go on ahead and get into the video. First things first, I typically go on ahead and start with a background that is, the default typically is white. So because white can be kind of harsh on my eyes, especially since I'm on a Cintiq, and, you know, staring at a screen for, this can be like a 4-hour job. And I think this was 4 hours long to do, or so, 4 to 6 hours or so. I typically start with, you know, a color that's for a background that isn't so harsh on my eyes. And this particular color is related in part to the Carefree Black Girl Tips, CFPG Tips, color brand, Coral, or whatever. So, yes. I also I have a background in animation, so whenever I do drawings, especially with reference, and that's one of the key things about drawing, is you should always have reference pictures. You don't need to follow it exactly. As you can see here, like I took artistic liberty, to change up some of the dancers' poses just a little bit and make it work for me and the art piece and so forth. Right then I just expanded the canvas size because there's gonna be like 5 girls on here. It just only made sense to have 5, like an odd number that with a center focal point girl or center girl and what have you. So again, since I have a background in animation, I like to work with colors, like sketch colors, like blue or red, and these poses again are a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more, I wouldn't say posy, but more so actiony. Action, that's not a word, but you know, you feel me, you get me. And those tend to be my favorite types of pieces, where the characters of the piece look like they're in movement, or at least have a pose that is strong, and I don't want to keep saying dynamic, but that's what it is, dynamic. And this girl here in particular, you know, hers is a little bit more static, but it works, it balances out the entire piece, I personally think. So I'm just looking at it all together, and hey, it looks great. Oh, yes, just tooting my own horn. And I like to like marvel and like scream, yes, girl, I did it, and then go back into work. Now I'm getting into like the details, and even though these are like all lined details and super detailed like lines and stuff of that nature, this piece in particular was going to be lineless. It was going to be my first time, or seriously considering or trying out lineless art, because before that it was a little cell shady, more involved coloring, but this was me going, okay, I definitely need to play around with different kinds of brushes and see what I can do to get a kind of style going on for me. And this part, and what you just saw, was the masking tool, where that entire red bit that's making me define each girl's body, since again it's going to be lineless, so I wanted to make sure that it was going to look nice and make sense anatomically. In here, like I mentioned with the brushes, the Photoshop brushes and whatnot, I wanted to try my hand at using those brushes to define shading, or to give a little bit more detail to what I wanted to convey. And again, that marquee mask tool, yeah, that's a godsend. But this piece in particular definitely helped, or at least started my type of style, where I use particular kind of brushes with their opacity, and kind of, it looks kind of random, but it's not random shading, and again, defining my subjects through color instead of having to draw them in final line. Like currently though, if I'm also the same artist that made Solange into a Pokemon Gym Leader, and that one had both this style and detailed line work in there. That took a good minute to do, but yeah, this was me trying out no lines and then combining no lines with line work, but things that I like the way I colored it in this particular piece. And you know, it's not the absolute same way I do art now, but it's a great start. You know, it definitely got the intention that I guess it deserved. And I'm really proud of this. So now, even again, I'm just using colors to define what the final details, and there are some lines in it, even though I said it's pretty much lineless, but there are a little bits of lines in it, like say, you know, creases in their clothing, their skirts, their bust area, and so forth. And let's see, what else do I have to think about here? Yeah, I was getting a little more confident in what I wanted to convey and what I liked, and shading things a little bit more, and using, you know, the layers to and messing with the opacity levels to get it just right. Again, using different kinds of brushes to give texture, or at least gives the viewers and myself the illusion of like our 4C blown out hair, which I think was successful. We're about to get into where I had to clean up those lines, because the issue with the lasso tools and kind of cutting corners so it's not taking me super forever, are definitely trying to clean up those lines around the girls, so it's not like a white outline that looked completely ugly to me. I mean, you guys probably won't be able to see it in the final piece, but the fact that I can see it at that time, I have to fix it, right? And oh, look at them, they're so adorable. Ugh. And we're almost getting to the done parts. The greatest thing about working with Photoshop is being able to like mess around with shape, like layers, 1, and 2. Mess around with sizes and moving things around. You can even tell from the way I was sketching things, and like repositioning the mouth and making it as big or as small as I want it to be, and so forth. And I think we're done. We're done. We did it. Oh my god. Look at it. It's beautiful. So yes, thank you Thank you so much for watching. Sorry I had to re-upload this because, you know, copyright and YouTube, but I'm glad that you guys sat through that. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on the... You can catch me on Twitter. Literally anywhere that's social media related, you can find me with raveyrai. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for really loving this piece. It's one of my personal faves as much as it's your guys' personal fave, and I'm glad that I was able to do it and you guys enjoy it. So thanks, and bye.